is that this isn't a conspiracy theory. This is downright evil corruption. Now it leaked out. He wish he had generals like Hitler. Some people thought, it was better to change horses. We change horses. Now they may not be so sure that was a good idea. Stop telling me that Trump is going to get down on his knees and suck Putin's dick. So it's not like other drugs where you're just treating a symptom, so to speak. I'm talking about getting to the root cause. If you're not willing to make a lifestyle change, it's not for you. Most men don't want to fight, want to get along, and have sex. It's
pretty simple.
We're not complicated. It doesn't end well unless it ends.
They never believe me. I would never drop the ball. I know I'm
just report the fucking
with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That mean you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era.
Just go. And here we are once again to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I am your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. And the other fucking guy in the room.
Hello.
Is Chase. Chase.
How you doing
Getting
today,
to the end of the week, man. We're getting to the end of the week.
Yeah, we're approaching it.
Well, this will be posted at the beginning of
We'll see you next week. Oh, yeah.
But
we live in the now, though. they get to live in the past.
That all works, man. It all works. And we find something to pick at amongst, since sometimes the news that we're talking about didn't happen that day or the day that somebody's hearing it. But I try to put, at least my perspective on it. And that's kind of what I wanted to hit and start out with, because we're closing in. We're inside the last 2 weeks of the election, basically, right? And it just seems, going back to the debate, we're going to go back to the NBC debate, where President Trump was fact-checked when he talked about crime going up.
Yeah.
And it was maybe about, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, it came out that the FBI updated some statistics.
Okay.
And I don't know if Trump had access to them beforehand or whatever, but he was right. They rose. But they fact-checked him and try to make it look like he didn't know what he was talking about. That he was just making it up, because that's what Trump does. He just makes everything up. And there's been no apology. The NBC anchors were absolutely the worst as far as the debates went, and feeling that, that they had some duty after CNN's anchors did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And even now, CNN, when conservatives make jokes, they say, oh, you must be watching too much CNN. And liberals say, you must be watching too much Fox.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I think liberals know more about Fox than anybody else, because they seem decided. There are certain people that I'll, sometimes pick up. I don't need to hear Hannity repeat shit all the time. I like Sean Hannity. I think he's a good human being, a good conservative, but he's not Rush Limbaugh. You know what I mean? They were two different guys, and we certainly miss Rush. He would have found this all so interesting for sure. But CNN, I think we're getting tired of being labeled, rightly so, for being so one-sided.
Gotcha.
For not really being fair,
unbiased.
And it's one thing if you have, a show like Sean Hannity's or some of the other shows where you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
That's not straight news. Straight news was always supposed to be straight news.
Yeah.
Here's the facts. Who, what, when, where, and why.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up as a kid, what it meant to put together a story like that.
So what exactly were they saying that he was wrong about?
The thing with CNN, though, is they're here and there, you're starting to see where they'll say some things you're like, did they really just say this? Because it's surprising, because you wouldn't expect them to say that.
Yeah.
Now, I think today it was David Axelrod, who's worked on many campaigns and stuff in the past, and so he's a typical CNN guest, because he's somebody who's been an insider and knows this stuff.
Okay.
And he called Kamala out and called her what people have labeled word salad, where she just doesn't answer and puts a lot of words together and uses the same words over and over again. He called it word salad city. That worries him, that when she doesn't want to answer or can't answer, that she does this word salad city.
Gotcha.
Well, what he said was accurate and it was right.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't coming from a conservative or a Republican. That was coming from somebody at least on the other side of the middle. Okay. He's on at least the left. He's not a left-wing lunatic or anything like that, or he's not hardcore progressive. He's where you used to figure most Democrats used to be, where you can at least be honest about things sometimes, right? And he was honest, and well, that wasn't good. Now he's, having, oh shit, I said that, Van Jones is another one, the black guy who's like, he's really, really good with his thoughts and calling things out. He's a liberal, but sometimes he will spit something out that's the truth, that it doesn't matter what side you're on. It's just what he said was the truth. And I'll give it. Bill Maher is another one that'll do that. Bill Maher, sometimes I shake my head because Bill Maher is one of the few people that will call out liberals for the stupid shit they do.
Okay.
He's still a liberal, but he'll at least call them out for the stupid shit. Like, hey, this isn't helping us. This is making us look dumb. Stop it, Or like, look, this is so obvious. You can't keep calling, the red thing blue because we all know it's red. Yeah. Okay, stop it, kind of thing. Okay. And so there's, why are they doing that now? I think, as I've mentioned, I don't think it's close. I honestly really don't think it's close. Some people in various areas are coming to the conclusion that it's not close or going to be close, and they don't want to go down with the ship. They're not jumping to the other side, but they're not going to go down with the ship because Anderson Cooper last night had a town hall with Kamala Harris. Okay. And, he wants to be thought of, whether he is or isn't, he wants to be thought of rightly as a fair journalist. Okay. He does. And sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. But he was willing and interrupted her, much like Brett Baer did.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you can't let her go on with those answers.
The word salads, yeah.
Because you're not getting the answer. And on the one side, like a Brett Baer really wanted the answer. Uh-huh. I think more on Anderson Cooper's side, he knows it makes her look bad. Gotcha. So he's trying to stop her. They're both interrupting her, but for different reasons.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, because he knows that it's
going to look bad on them.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good because David Axelrod even acknowledged this doesn't look good. Why can't you come up with an answer when asked the question? She couldn't even. You talk about Trump, that people like to think Trump's a narcissist, and he's not. Egotistical. You could say lots of things. Yeah. But to me, narcissist means you don't care about other people. Yeah. He doesn't care about certain people, and those certain people usually have attacked him in some way, so he don't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, and that's fair.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
But
he still gets labeled as a certain.
He gets labeled. But it's the most misused, one of the most misused words. Yeah, that there is. Racist is another one. This whole Hitler thing that keeps going on and has started up again because now it leaked out that his former chief of staff said he wished he had generals like Hitler, loyal. I can believe Trump would say he wish he had loyal, but I don't think he would bring up Hitler in that context or bring up Hitler at all. It's just
it was taken
every election. They think they can throw this shit out there and it's going to stick. This is the thing that's going to bring down Trump. This is going to bring, and it's so funny because I was listening to the PBD broadcast and they were down in Mar-a-Lago a few days ago, and it was an event. it was like, again, now Trump's grandkids are Jewish.
Yeah.
Okay. Because his daughter's married to a Jew.
Yeah.
Okay. And they had this event and it was basically a Jewish attended event,
Gotcha, okay.
you know, and Trump's there like, it's like it doesn't go together, you know, the things they say, and then in real life when you put these things with Trump, it's so
realistically. If it didn't happen, if it didn't work the first year when people barely even knew anything about him, like how, like what do you expect now that like people actually have things to like get behind him and stuff like that?
Here's the thing, right? We do have two things to compare now. We do have Trump's first term to measure him by.
Exactly.
And some people thought, you know, it was better to change horses. We changed horses. Now they may not be so sure that was a good idea. And Trump's first term, he did a lot of really good things without a lot of help.
Yeah.
He didn't even have help from Republicans because he lost in the midterms because Republicans didn't realize the support they had, and the stupid leadership allowed a bunch of people to retire at once. That's why they lost control of the House.
Okay.
If they would have said, hey,
like,
Bob,
like
can you do 2 more fucking years? Because it's just 2-year terms, right? For the House of Representatives. Can we spread some of these out? The Republicans wouldn't have gotten smashed like that.
I didn't know
But they thought, you know, they jumped ship and the ship wasn't going down. You had control of the motherfucking ship.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting to actually think about.
Yeah, and that's, you know, the whole, because an incumbent just naturally, even if he sucks, is still going to be hard to beat. Yeah. Incumbents are hard to beat.
If you've
and
already
especially if they've been serving for 10 plus years, then they're really hard to beat, you know? So people jumped ship. That didn't help him. You know, he fought with the leadership a little bit. You know, the Republicans, Trump believed him. And see, this is why I'm a conservative first and not a Republican first, is because Trump believed them when they said that they wanted to overturn Obamacare. And so we had control of both houses. And so Trump backed them doing it. And then they're like, well, what do we do now? What do we do? What's the plan after this? You know? And Trump, we'll come up with a replacement. Yeah. And then John McCain fucked it all up. And that's why he hates John McCain.
I didn't know.
Okay, that's why he hates it. There's no love.
John McCain's name's been coming up recently. I don't know if you see the YouTube ads or whatever, the John McCain stuff and all this and that.
You know, there's a whole lot of conservatives. Conservatives are basically split on John McCain. You know, and there's even been questions about, look, it doesn't make you holy and perfect because you are a war prisoner or a prisoner of war. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's okay. That only goes so far, at least with me. Yeah. It only goes so far. But again, it's the Republicans that said they wanted to do this, and Trump gave them an avenue to do it, and they fucked it up like they usually do. You know,
they got exactly all the tools they needed, and they just didn't.
Well, it's like every time they want to have a battle over the budget, and it's going to go to the wire, they're going to shut down the government, and they have shut down the government. Okay, but Republicans get scared about a week, 2 weeks in, they fold every time, and then they look stupid, and then they got to give back pay. It's like either do it and do it right, and don't fold,
commit to it. Or
don't do it at all. Don't try the tactic because nobody believes you now. You've done this over and over. You're like mom in the fucking grocery store. Yep. One more time. That's your Republicans. And we put them assholes in there. Yeah. You know, I'm talking about the conservatives who put them in there, and we wanted them to do certain things. Like, okay, you're there. Yeah. Do it now. Yeah. and then they don't. Look, we can't even get, honestly, it is sad how little we can actually really get done because we can't even get the time being shifted fixed.
To this
shifting
day, one of the
shifting time twice a year is just stupid at this point. But we can't get these assholes in Washington D.C. to figure this out and like come up with
how many years has it been? Like, come on,
move it forward, leave it forward, and leave it alone. Answer solved. You know,
100%.
both like can shake hands, celebrate. You know, bring a cake into the chamber. You know, like that you guys actually came together and did something,
figured something
that
out
was
for
good
once.
for the people. Vitamin D.
That one would be nice.
The vitamin D bill.
Oh man.
But so getting back to, hey, look, man, you're watching the Outlaw Apostle podcast, and I appreciate it. What I'd really motherfucking appreciate is you sharing the show. Like it, subscribe, please, all those good things. But the one thing that helps us grow more than anything else is sharing the show. The election part right now is you have Trump, who's going to be doing Rogan tomorrow.
Oh,
right?
that is, I forgot
That's
about
tomorrow.
that. I'm excited for that.
It's going to be huge.
That's gonna be a good episode.
And you know what's interesting too is Patrick brought up that next time, I mean, they've just dabbled in being on podcasts.
Yeah, like the what do you call it? Like the self advertisement. What's that word?
Self-promotion?
Promotion. Thank you.
Yeah, they've just dabbled in with these podcasts. Next time, that's where you're gonna have to go. Because that's where the audience is. You got to go where the audience is. And Trump was pretty good at figuring that out, just like he was pretty good. I mean, nobody's ever been better at free media than Trump and getting free stories.
So easy for him.
Yeah,
it comes
put
naturally.
something on Truth Social, and then everybody's got to say what Trump said on Truth Social. I mean, and that's got to help the stock too. That's going to be interesting too, because if he wins, that stock moves.
Oh,
moves. If he loses, it moves too, but in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
It's moving. Either not after election day.
That's interesting.
But that's an interesting bet. Like if you know how people bet on who's gonna, you can actually bet on who's gonna win the election
on 356 or whatever it is.
Yeah, like so.
Yeah, I saw that.
This is a way. This is another way to bet. You know, you can bet for the stock to go down or the stock to go up if you think he's gonna win.
I want to see who the favorite is on fight night, basically. Who's gonna be the negative favorite on there? That's fun. That's so hilarious to me that you can bet on who's gonna win the presidential election.
Why not?
It's hilarious. I love it. Do you think the government would seeing how like all this like the publicity is from like podcasts? Do you think they'd get together and like create some sort of a governmental like podcast of some sort? Where they go on and like discuss different different things that they would like.
I don't know if they would create. Wouldn't you? I mean, that would be like. I mean, that's just basically moving C-SPAN to a podcast. I guess.
I guess so. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was just curious to.
They just don't do anything good, so why would it? Why would it matter?
Probably wouldn't get any views anyways, huh? Yeah.
Although I do have to say that liberals have probably done better podcasting than they did on AM radio.
Okay.
Because, you know, with Rush Limbaugh, they thought that was really unfair because Rush had 14 million audience. You know, he already had 18. The audience with him. He had a huge audience he built. And other people would try to create a big national show as a liberal, and it never worked. And the reason it didn't work is they're not funny. Honestly.
Forcing it too much.
Yeah, they're just not funny. And I think that's one reason you see, I mean, how many of the really successful podcasts that aren't, you know, business oriented like Alex Hormozy and things like that, okay? But just your more general ones, how many of them, the top ones, are comedians?
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
And right, talking about serious issues, but having a sense of humor about it, being more,
gives it more like watchable kind
they're
of
just good. That's what
so
Trump
you see. I got my USA shirt on. USA. What do people do when Donald Trump is announced at the Alabama football game? They, you know, it was Alabama, Georgia. They chant USA, USA. You need your felon shirt. Only felons. Okay. He's going to put a picture of it over here. He's going to have, you know, like a little email, okay, if you want to get one. Okay, there's not a lot of time left. We got to make some people, let's just irritate some people between now and Election Day, right? It's a cool shirt. It fits good. It's comfortable. You'll really like it. All right. I'm the Outlaw Apostle. I'm Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
That's what Trump is good at. That's what they just don't get what he did. They don't even understand what he did at McDonald's. You know what I really want?
So hilarious.
I don't know if I have time to get it done or not, but I wanted to have a MAGA hat made.
Okay.
And to go to somebody local embroidery place, that can put it on there.
Yeah.
Do the MAGA. You've seen my MAGA hats.
Yeah.
But do the M as a
McDonald's.
thick golden arch.
Yes. I need to see that. That
Dude,
would be,
that
like on
people
a red hat.
would love that.
Oh,
yes, man.
Yes.
That would be
I think
great.
you need to do it. I'm pretty sure if you just go to like a...
maybe somebody's already done it. I don't know. People are pretty smart.
People are actually pretty creative when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of, like I don't know if you've seen like the Trump shoes. Have you seen those?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I've showed them to you, right?
Yes, I've seen the Trump shoes.
Oh, man. People will find a way.
You can't see it, can you?
I can pan it real quick.
Let me bring it down.
That works too.
I've got 3 of them now. This is the Trumpinator one. I don't know why I decided to buy these, but I got these bobbleheads that I've put in amongst my collection of Jesse Ventura dolls. I used to really like Jesse till he went off the deep end, but I still think the Jesse Ventura dolls are funny too. But I love the Trumpinator. And then I got a Reagan one that was much bigger. He's taller than
I was about to say his
else.
head is much bigger.
But this one is the funny one.
That one's hilarious. I love that.
This is so funny. If you can people really get a good look at this? A bobblehead that's got the fucking blood on it. I mean, if that's just awesome. Yeah, just stay there.
Gonna be the new head of the show. That's to replace Pete.
It's so funny. I don't know. Like Amazon can be the worst
It's
thing
the worst.
sometimes.
Oh, I agree.
You can just
You lose a few hours and see a
And
bunch of
sometimes
rest.
I was thinking things are sometimes more expensive on there than elsewhere.
It can.
But then other times, because I just picked up another pair of Jordans, and I think I could have got them on there cheaper.
On Amazon.
And I got them at the Nike store. So
Yeah, you'll definitely pay
at the outlet store.
Like when I went to go buy some of the equipment, I went to Best Buy to see, and I was like double checking it on Amazon, and Amazon definitely is like $50, almost $100 cheaper when it comes to other products.
Really?
Weirdly enough, yeah. I'm not 100%. Like, even like the SD cards are like a $15 difference. Yeah, it was weird.
Huh.
Yeah, and the lady was like, "Oh, you get yourself an SD card." I'm like, "Oh no, I already got one of those."
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Buy it on
though.
Amazon. No, it's actually kind of weird how like the price difference is, and it I don't know if we're getting off topic, but it kind of makes me like think like, because you got a lot of people that buy in bulk and then they'll resell it, and that's why they have like the difference. I just don't know if the quality, like, because it's like the stand right here.
Yeah.
It's I bought a second one for the other camera. This one, I bought it the exact same one. I went and did the buy again. It's 2 completely different.
Really?
This one has like a few different.
Well, I can't say this, like that the microphones I picked that stuff up cheap, and you checked it out, and you liked the quality of it.
Fine.
And that was cheap. And my phone sticks, for the phone.
To hold them up.
To hold them up. Like I picked one up that was less than $15. That's heavy as fuck and is really, really good.
I think if you find the right one, you can get some really good quality products for really cheap. But it just all depends on who is the person selling it, I think. Because you'll get the exact same product at 2 different price
points. And I've never really had a big problem returning things either.
I mean, with Amazon,
and
almost
now,
never.
And now that you can take it to, what is it, Kohl's? You can take your stuff to Kohl's. Kohl's has like a little thing.
For Amazon?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that.
You just, when you're filling it out on the Amazon app, you can say you're taking it there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's like really nice.
That's a pretty good one. And then isn't it UPS too?
UPS
where they'll
is
do UPS, they'll do it for you too, and they'll do everything for you. Just take it in. I have my staff do that because that's one of my problems. Is I buy shit online, and about 30% of the time it's not going to work out because of the size or whatever. It just doesn't, because you don't know. And then I get stuck with something, and I'm like, because I'm not good at returning it sometimes. So I've decided to let other people handle that for me.
No, I don't blame you for that. I really don't. It can be a headache sometimes, especially like having to get like the return sticker, make sure it's like facing the right way or some dumb bullshit.
Dumb bullshit.
Yeah, no, I get you.
So in just in case somebody's wondering, Dawn and I are going to go out for a bike ride after the podcast. It's been a minute because a little update on my leg. My leg's been getting better. My knee's been getting better. And I was just worried being on the bike previously that, when it was still sometimes when I would step and feel like I would be like, yeah, you're talking about 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy bike. Yeah, I don't blame you.
And so I wanted to really make sure, and I feel comfortable now at least doing that.
Do you take a specific ride anywhere specifically, or do you just go around
to eat?
Gotcha. Okay.
I think I don't know where they do have Longhorn around here.
Yeah,
I've been to like one.
I think there's one off of Superstition
in Gilbert, right?
In Gilbert.
I thought there was
you might be right. I don't go out very often, so I don't.
Yeah, we go to Texas Roadhouse a lot. There's more of those.
There's a lot of those.
I haven't been to a Longhorn in a while. Longhorn used to be a staple for a regular.
You're right. It's in the Santan, right? In the near the Santan.
It might be. Yeah. It's
honestly,
okay.
I have no
but
idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna just put Longhorn and find it and go for a ride.
Good old Google. Hell yeah.
So,
do you remember the last time you rode your bike?
No.
No, it's been that.
It's
been a while. Hell yeah.
Yeah, because it just wasn't, well, I just had shit going on.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't a priority.
Plus the temperature out here in Arizona is very great to be
Right,
traveling
but when I went like at night. I rode at night a couple times. The last time her and I rode together, we went out to Florence. So we went out a ways. All the way to Florence. Right. The whole other direction, going rural.
I wouldn't know if
that's big rural. Yeah. And we found a little place, a little bar that was kind of interesting. And, they all swarmed us when we walked in.
Walk up in the bike.
Because we were, the new people. Because it was just a small town bar, you know what I mean?
Okay. So
right across, I think it was right across from one of the prisons.
Prisons
there.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure that's where everybody there works.
You got a lot of like the police officers, or what do you call them? Like people that watch the prisoners to make sure. Yeah, them.
Yeah, jailers. I don't know.
I forget what they're called, but yeah.
Yeah. So back to the election. I just think that people in the media, especially the left side of the media, not everyone is MSNBC, and they're the worst as far as being really super partisan. And then you have The View, attacking people, like they're just not nice. And there is no compromise with people like that. Compromising is you just finally agreeing with them, kind of thing. And we'll stick up for her no matter what she does. Where at least, like I said, with the interview by Anderson Cooper, he was calling her out. And he called her out on immigration, similar, maybe even better than Bret Baier did.
Okay.
Because he basically said, as Bret Baier did, that you undid a number of executive orders, the flow increased. And then right before the debate between Trump and Biden, you put those executive orders back and the flow is now stopped again. Why couldn't you have done that sooner? Or why couldn't you have seen that sooner? Why didn't you leave them alone? Oh, because we were trying to get this bipartisan bill. And then he said, you couldn't do both? Mic drop. You understand what I'm saying? You couldn't do both. You couldn't leave those executive orders in place until Congress and y'all came up with a solution. And they like to bring up this bill that was brought up, towards the end here, not long ago, that Trump squashed the bill. It was a bad bill. Sometimes, just progress for the sake of progress is not progress at all.
No. Yeah.
And the problem is then you're codifying a way for a certain number of illegal people to just come right in. As long as it stays under this number, the door stays open. That ain't cool.
Yeah. No, you're causing more issues by doing
very
something
much,
like that. Yeah.
very, very much so. So she didn't answer those questions again. And I think those are super important questions. She's not able to sit, as we talked about the one episode where Trump was at the barber shop. She couldn't sit and talk business with those people and what it takes to run, because she's never done it. She's never done it. She don't understand that. And Trump was able to talk about the taxes and energy and the various things, and he understood them, you know, and they trusted him and understood him, even though he maybe was a billionaire doing it, and they're doing it on a smaller scale.
Yeah,
they
understand.
Business is business,
exactly,
and he was speaking their language, and that's what they don't get about what Trump is so good at. He is good at being the best blue collar billionaire ever.
Yeah.
You know, and Elon Musk is just the best eccentric billionaire ever.
I love how involved Elon has been.
Yeah,
and I love it.
Thank God he has been involved, honestly. And I don't think people understood and still don't understand what he did by buying Twitter and turning it into X.
I think a lot of people just kind of disappeared from it. They don't understand exactly what went on with it.
Well, how important that is to have an open platform like that. And you want to hear, you know why he's supporting Trump?
Why is that?
Because remember the Telegram CEO got arrested by the French authorities.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, the Telegram CEO got arrested because he's being held accountable for people using the Telegram app, for bad actors using the app.
Yes.
Okay, that shit ain't over. That's still going on.
Still going on?
Yeah, there's gonna be court.
It's gonna be a few months, a few years, maybe.
Yeah, it's a fight. And then Elon just closed up shop in Brazil. So he was fighting for that. They tried to censor X in Brazil, and he said no. And they said, well, you can't have it here then. And they closed up shop. Okay.
Hey, that's fair.
So this is freedom of speech is so important. And it used to be something that Democrats cared about.
Yeah.
Strongly,
very strongly.
Isn't that the ACLU? Not anymore. They want to be able to arrest people for speech or misinformation. And that's the point of this, is you're labeling Trump as misinformation, right? With the crime statistics.
Yeah.
You fact check him. And then a month later, we found out Trump was right. But not everybody found out Trump was right.
If you didn't tell me, I wouldn't know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Okay. And I found it where that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than like the Aurora, Colorado. Okay. Besides the dog eating, and I don't know if Haitians are eating cats. I'm sorry, cats eating cats in Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah.
But I did Google and I did find an article in 2018 that it is a thing for Haitians to eat cats.
Like
they're not opposed to eating cats.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's happening in Springfield. I'm just telling you it is a thing.
Yeah.
It's in their culture.
Yeah.
So is it really that big of a stretch or that crazy?
No.
And I don't think they were stealing people's cats, but if you let your cat roam.
If they found a cat.
Okay. If they found a cat,
yeah.
they might cook it. Okay. It's a thing.
It's so funny.
I know. But we're not making it up. And it was made up like J.D. Vance is making it up. And,
Yeah.
And that's not what he meant by saying make a story. He meant shake things up. He didn't mean make it up.
Yeah, make it up.
Lie about it, create something out of thin air. He just passed on what other people were telling him, constituents. That's all. And then in Aurora, we have this trendy, whatever this gang is.
Yeah.
And there seems to be not just that they're
have a lot.
They're mixed in coming across the border. And you know what happens when gangs, there's probably some established gangs maybe already there.
There's definitely.
Right? Because we have our own gangs.
I can tell you
we have our own gangs. Do we really need to be importing other gangs?
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure Colorado
because then that's just going to be a mess, right?
It's a huge mess. Like I said, my brother's out there. He's a cop, and the amount of cartel activity out there, the amount of there's a lot.
Well, that's kind of my point. Trump brought that up, and everybody's poo-pooing that because of the cat story that he's making this up, where they've actually arrested people now in the apartment that were on this video that went viral, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
That they've arrested people even. It's a real legitimate thing. A councilman came out today with evidence or information that the police department, who's been trying to cover it up, had information on these gangs going back over a year ago. It's not being made up.
Being hidden more than anything
Yes,
to make it seem like it's made up.
exactly. But as I told you, surprisingly, lies are protected.
Yeah.
Misinformation
Still
is
crazy to-
protected.
still
But
crazy.
because who gets to determine
You're
what
not
is
wrong.
and what's
Unfortunately,
not?
you are not wrong, Troy.
Yeah. You have to, I mean, it's different than, because Walls brought up what people always say, which is you can't yell, fire in a crowded theater. That's different. That's serious danger,
Mhm.
Or creating a stampede, creating, an unsafe environment.
Yeah.
I think it's unsafe, but if you want to call Trump Hitler,
Mhm.
as much as I hate it and despise you, because I just think that you so lack intelligence that that's all
The
you
only
can
thing you
fucking
can,
come up
yeah.
with. Okay, that's the best you can do. But I'll defend your right to be able to say it.
Yeah.
Because
Because that's what you believe
it
in.
is. That's
Yeah.
what I believe. I believe in it. And I'm going to call you a motherfucking piece of shit.
Hell yeah.
Okay? I'll defend
And
my
that's
right. to
fair.
do it. You know-
Exactly. You get
That
to
is,
say
I
what you
think
want to
you're-
say. I'll say
You're
what I
a
want to
shit
say.
human being. That's just it. People don't have to believe me. It's no different than, I get on my videos and I'm over, I think it's going to cross 100,000
It's close?
by next week. I'm over 80,000.
Hell yeah.
But, somebody just before we got on, I'm checking messages and stuff. Of course, somebody with no picture, posting that he was, I don't know, disagreeing with me or didn't like it. When I say there's no range for testosterone, standard range, there's a bunch of different ranges. There should be a standard range,
Yeah.
and there's not.
There's just not a set
Well, he
one.
tried to and I said, look, if somebody is above a standard range or above somebody's range, and I had a client like this who was slightly above 1,000,
Mhm.
and his labs were perfect, but the doctor took him, reduced his dose
Mhm.
because of a number, even though he felt great, which Dr. Bellman,
I was
who
about to say
is
maybe
a
it was
board
Dr.
certified
Bellman.
urologist, said that's what's important.
Yeah.
And Dr. Bellman wouldn't have changed this guy. And that was my point in this other particular video. It was a different video. And this dude's trying to compare it to blood pressure, high blood pressure. Dude, we have a standard range for that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about why don't we for testosterone? You're just making yourself look stupid on my page
Yeah.
because you're bored and
He
have
wants
nothing
to-
else to do
Yeah,
because you have no, people may follow you, but they have no reason to
Yeah.
because you got one video up that you shared that was somebody else's,
Yeah,
I
it wasn't
think.
even you. Yeah.
You don't have a profile pic. There are just people that waste time with that kind of stuff. And do you think posting this is going to affect the 5,000 people, that have commented or shared it?
It's gonna
and
change
done
everyone's
this?
opinion.
Oh,
Oh, this
we
guy's
were so wrong
this
about
guy's
Troy.
right.
Yep, I'm scared that you're going to say that. Unbelievable how that is that people think such dumb stuff.
They think they're gonna get all
But
this.
we're just talking about, misinformation and because it matters, and I'm going to bleed it over into what we do with testosterone and health. As I told you, I've been listening to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Mhm.
Did you pull that one up again? Can you pull that one up?
Yeah.
With that, they were
Is it recent?
a couple. Yeah, it's really recent. And I should be able to see it. It's
Arizona was proud to.
It was there over in the corner. Casey Means. Yeah. Everybody should watch this. I mean, everybody. I think I'm on my second time going through it now.
Okay.
And I'll watch it even more because what they talk about is health and the misinformation of health and how doctors, were threatened with their licenses if they didn't stay within a certain range of saying things during the pandemic.
Oh.
And it's not just the pandemic. It's other health issues too, like vaccines of all types. It's our food. I mean,
That's a big one.
well, dude, I forgot that there was a big consolidation some years ago. So you had big tobacco, right?
Yeah.
Well, who bought big food? Big tobacco. They bought and then they found out that you could take fructose
Uh-huh.
at a certain amount and it kills your satiety. So that's why these highly processed foods are so dangerous, is because they taste so good and you keep eating them because it fucks with
fill you up.
with your brain to think that you're not full
Mhm.
and you can keep eating and eating and eating and eating them in and of itself. And it's, basically saying all sugar is not the same and describing it like it's that some berries have this and that you would have bears eat these certain berries. And the reason they do is before they hibernate, they need to put on fat and eat a lot.
Oh, so that helps them put on more weight.
Yes, and able to eat past
Oh.
what they normally would. But it also causes other problems. It causes them to be mean as well during that time.
Interesting. Okay.
And you know what that does in kids?
Like-
That same thing?
Same thing, I'm assuming.
ADHD.
Oh.
It's all connected. This is one of the best things. I don't have their book. I'm going to get their book as well because they also talk about plastics, right?
And like all the the water
In everything. It's in your water. It's everywhere. If we took your skull and we took your brain out of your skull, they're going to find plastic in your brain, basically. Okay. And when plastic breaks down, it has an aromatase effect of converting testosterone into estrogen at a higher rate.
Really?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. And then there is a pesticide that's not allowed in
Anywhere
Europe.
else.
Like we're allowed. Like there's 10,000 chemicals in the U.S. that are allowed in our food,
Yeah.
and 400 of those are allowed in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. And we do it differently. See, in Europe, what they do is you have to prove it's safe to be able to add it. Here, they add it and you have to prove that it sucks. Yeah.
That's a great way to do it.
Right. And this particular pesticide, too, one of the things it does is increases estrogen. And so, like this, they were all now in this segment, they were talking about girls.
Okay.
And how girls over the last 20, 30 years are reaching puberty and, their bodies are changing
A lot quicker.
at 10 when it used to be 16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I was a kid, it was 13. It keeps getting younger and younger.
Yep.
And it's this increase in estrogen in our environment in all of these different things.
Interesting.
And then she mentioned men slightly, but it's pretty easy to
Correlate,
flip it over to correlate it to men, why we're having a problem. Remember I said, I tell clients, I don't know why 27-year-olds are having T levels at 170.
Yeah.
They shouldn't. I don't know if it's the environment, food. That's what I used to tell them. It is.
Yeah,
It actually is
Yeah.
that. I'm not just saying that now.
Just
I'm
to
not
say
because it actually is that. I don't have to say it may be. It is that, and they have evidence of it. Now, it's really interesting when they started talking about trials, and you can't do a double-blind, trial with some of these things because there's too many factors going in. Because what happens is you can do that for a vaccine, but you can't do that for the 18 vaccines that a kid is going to get, or 10 or whatever they get before they're even 2 years old. Mixing, one might be good.
But
Is
when you're
10 of them
mixing
good?
them all in.
Is 10 of them?
Because then you don't know
You
how
see
they're
what I'm
gonna
saying?
counteract with each other and how they
There's not a way to do a study that will answer that question. That doesn't mean you can't come up with answers.
Yeah.
In other scientific ways and put it together, and that's just what they did. And I mean, it's very, very good.
I'm gonna watch this when I get home.
Yeah, because I might want to do that sometime. I think it would be good we couldn't go through the whole show necessarily and listen like we did the one time. But what we could do
Break it down into segments.
is pick out a few things. I'll pick out a few things I want, pick out 4 things that are 5 minutes long or whatever and comment on those.
Yeah.
Because it really has a lot to do with, what I want to do in promoting men's health and just health in general.
Yeah.
And I still believe that there's only so much you can do. Okay. Now, you do have to make a lifestyle change and stop eating the highly processed foods.
Yes.
You got to do that.
Yes.
It just
highly
has
recommend
to, it
to
has to do
anyone.
that. That has to be not even 5% of your diet. That has to be an occasional treat thing or whatever, but it cannot be what it is.
No, like at the daily.
Because if you're going to do that, then why do testosterone then, But if you do all the right things, you're still not going to be able to, because of our environment and how things are, you're still not going to be able to avoid it. Maybe changing the lifestyle, you will get an increase in your natural testosterone, and you can get your 170 levels up to 350, but that's it. Because you've now done everything. You're eating whole foods, but we still have some issues there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're still going to need testosterone to get your, and look, I just believe, at least for myself, it's worth it to be optimal.
That's the word right
That's
there.
it.
That's
I
the
want to
word.
be optimal,
Yep.
and I want to help other people be optimal. If you want to be average, I'm not your guy. There are plenty of doctors that'll help you get a shot once every 2 weeks to not be optimal. I am not that guy. I want people to be optimal. But it really shed a lot of light. Now, they do trash on Ozempic and semaglutide, but not, you got to be able to parse this stuff apart. I, too, am against using Ozempic on 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what's going to be happening soon. Yes.
For what reason?
Because they're using it to fight obesity. And
Is it because we have so many obese kids?
Dude,
Is that the reason?
Yeah, but they again, I'm against that.
Teach them how to
There-
eat properly,
look, there
work
is
out
a-
properly.
There is okay, so let me explain this to you.
Okay.
You have an Ozempic pen,
Okay.
and inside this pen, instead of ink, we have the
Ozempic.
drug, the
Yeah.
peptide,
Yep.
semaglutide, right? And the reason it's that Ozempic's so expensive is because they put it in this pen.
And the pan looks nice.
If I give you semaglutide, which is the main ingredient, in a powder, in a vial, it's $180. This is $1,600 a month.
Jesus Christ. Jeez.
And if you can get more people taking this, what's going to happen to the stock? This is the number one seller. And like I said, there's a right way to take it.
Yeah.
It's, they mention side effects and having a high number of side effects. If you take it correctly, or you take it in lower doses, even than the doses that are suggested in lower doses, that's a better thing, and you won't have those problems. And I just don't want, because some people are trying to use this for a huge money grab, big pharma.
Yeah.
I don't want that, because I think this is one of the best tools I've ever seen or come across to help people.
And they're giving it a bad
Making
rap.
that lifestyle change. And now they're not trying to give it a bad rap on purpose or say it has
not on
nothing
purpose,
like,
but
no, but some people are going to hear what they have to say about that and be like, oh, Ozempic must be bad. No, it's not. No, it's not. How some people want to use it and what they want to do with it. Yeah, I don't agree with that either. That's the issue. And then if they get it approved for, say, Medicare,
okay.
right? Well, then it's automatically approved, like for Medicaid, because you can't give it to old people and deny it to poor people.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's the thought process. But there's no reason why a little kid needs that.
No.
No.
Unless there's like actual health like reasons like that for some reason you
I'm
need
sorry,
it.
if your child is 9 years old and 225 pounds,
Jesus Christ. Throw them on
They're
a
out there.
treadmill.
Maybe you're not a good enough parent.
That's a
You're
huge point. You're not wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm all for keeping kids with their parents and shit, but
You're not
I'm
doing
sorry. That
something
to me,
right.
that's a form of child abuse.
100%. I agree. I 100%
Okay.
agree.
I just am. And
The-
I can see in a severe case
Mhm.
where a child, like in very, very low dose under, doctor supervision, visits once a month, whatever.
Yeah.
Again, but the problem is, like I said, and what they said,
Uh-huh.
this was amazing. I didn't know this. Remember how I always say doctors get 6 hours because that's what that's
physical
what
training.
of nutrition
Oh,
training.
nutrition. Yeah.
6 hours, right?
6 hours.
6 hours. It's worse than that.
It's worse.
She went to the best medical schools and stuff,
Yeah.
right? And it's
The half a page.
Callie did. What's that?
It's a half a page.
Dude, 80% of medical schools do not require a single class on nutrition.
80%.
80%.
Yikes. That's a pretty big number.
And again, my whole point in that, it doesn't mean every doctor doesn't know anything about nutrition. I'm just
Yeah.
saying they didn't learn about it at law school, and they had to be a pretty good person to know how important that is, because they're basically taught how to diagnose
Like different
various
symptoms
things
blah, blah,
and to put the right drug with it or the right procedure.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not trying to trash all doctors. I know it sounds like it here lately, but if I hurt my knee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My knee. I'm gonna go to a doctor.
Yeah.
And if need be, let him operate on it. I believe he would have been very, very good at that. I have no doubt whatsoever. But there's a whole bunch of other things that I'm not going to go to him for. And one of the things that we go to them for is is weight loss. And I think it's a terrible place to go, because you're just going to get, they used to give you these drugs that would try to speed up your metabolism. Well, Troy, isn't Ozempic a drug? It's a different type of drug. And I don't like to call it a drug. It's a peptide. Your body makes peptides. And in this case, we know that GLP-1s actually help heal your fucked up metabolism. And that's your whole metabolic system. And that's one of the things they talk about in this Rogan interview, is how fucked up everybody's metabolic process is.
Okay.
Okay,
Because of
well,
all the
done right.
processed
Guess
foods.
what? The GLP-1s can help fix that and
okay.
actually help heal that. So it's not like other drugs where you're just treating a symptom, so to
symptom,
speak. I'm talking about getting to the root cause, getting people. And I've said, if you're not willing to make a lifestyle change,
Yeah.
it's not for you. We can't stop people from getting it. There are some people that aren't going to make a lifestyle change that are going to get it. Okay. But that's not the road I'm going down. I'm going down the road of what it needs to be done for it to be done right.
Properly. Yeah.
Right. But this is where, this guy was a conservative, and then I think he hated Trump, and then, and that's Casey. Yeah. And then he was like a lobbyist.
I'm not quite sure what that is.
A lobbyist is people they hire in Washington to write the bills for them. It's
Okay,
crazy.
all
Okay.
right.
Yeah, dude. It's total. What Callie kept saying
Uh-huh.
that is absolutely true is that this isn't a conspiracy theory. This is downright just evil corruption. It's just corruption.
Yeah.
When you have, big pharma making donations and things to various things and sponsoring the trials, how you think that's going to work out?
They know where they're throwing their money at.
They do.
They know. Oh yeah.
They do know that. And it was for him, it was interesting. Him and Tucker, he's friends with Tucker Carlson, and it was him and Tucker that got Trump and
JFK Jr. together.
Oh.
RFK Jr., I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Got them together. And it came down to, bottom line for him, which I think is very important, whatever bullshit about Trump, this and that he spent a year, talking with Trump people and on this issue that he believes, Trump wants to know, what the problems are, what we can do is genuine, and that nothing changes if Kamala is president.
Yeah.
If Trump gets in, they have a chance because RFK is going to be a part and have a part in the administration somewhere.
Gotcha.
But this is where he really wants to make an impact. And this is what, they're fighting for as well. So that's why they're supporting Trump. Really, really, this is one of the best.
I'm excited to go see this.
Yeah,
I'll be
it's one
honest
of the
with
best podcasts that that I've seen and gotten information from that
Until
was
tomorrow.
really, really good. Right, really, really good. Yeah, that'll
that
be
tomorrow was gonna be
hilarious.
great. I cannot wait.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to.
do you have to watch it on Spotify to watch it live? Probably.
More than likely.
I have Spotify on my phone. I could probably do
I'm about to say we can come back tomorrow. Set up a little camera. Watch you watch the video.
that. Well, Dawn is leaving for the weekend, going to St. Louis for the weekend to see her kids, and so I got time.
Hey, there you go. Hey, I got time too, man. I live right down the street from me.
That's interesting. So yeah, and my Steelers don't play till Monday night.
Really,
The Giants.
I've been so disappointed in the Niners.
That's going to be that's an important game for both teams.
Ayuk is out, by the way, torn ACL and
Yeah, I saw.
MCL. Oh, God.
All I am is
Jesus
glad
Christ.
we didn't pay for him and have him on our team, dude.
No, honestly, now, right? Now that all the fans were saying all this and that about him.
Yeah, that sucks. Sucks. All right. So that was really, really super interesting. But again, these are people that were accused of misinformation. And was my whole point when we started the show was misinformation, what some people call misinformation and is labeled misinformation for a period of time, and it's not. It's a tough thing because like when you and I first talked about it, like it was a tough thing to think about that we have to allow that misinformation.
Yeah.
You just do, because I don't trust the government to tell me what is or isn't true.
Yeah.
Because they've failed to do so. They keep telling me it's Russia. And you can say Russia every election.
I was about to say
Because
they can use that as an excuse
right.
for everything. Yeah.
Because that's always going to be the case. Always, always, always. They're going to meddle in our elections and try not to get caught, and we're going to meddle in theirs.
It's just how it's always been. I mean,
It's how
going
it
back
is.
into
That's
history,
not
that's
gonna,
always been the same
It's not
thing.
going to change. So people have to get better at discerning, but I don't know how much hope we have. And it's the reason I used to get some people say, why does Troy get so upset when somebody on Facebook posts that stupid shit about Meta and now you got to post this, and if you don't, then they can use your pictures and da-da-da-da-da. Because if you're not able to discern how stupid that is and that that's not true, how are you going to be able to discern the real shit that motherfucking matters?
I mean, you're not wrong on that.
I mean, there's only
It's
so
the
much
same- it's
protection we
basically the
can
same thing.
afford dumb people.
I mean, you're not.
They're
wrong
on their
that.
own. Like,
Eventually, you can. You like.
you
people
got to
say-
let nature take its course.
Yes, you do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you do. I mean, you can like people say, you can only leave a horse to water. You can't make it drink. You know. A lot of those people don't.
Dude,
really
you
know how to
can't
drink
even
water.
lead those motherfuckers to the water. They're so stupid.
Oh man, sometimes they don't even know how to use their own 2 feet, man. I can't seem to find whether or not
How to watch and listen. Well, it'll be on Spotify, but it's got to be there.
I'm just curious.
It's always got to be
what
there
time.
first, right?
I wonder what, like, if there's like a specific time it goes up or something like that.
I think it's going to be interesting because of, some of the things. I think Joe predicted Kamala was going to win.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Really? That's
See, look at it in the corner.
weird.
Go back just halfway through there. Right? No. Yeah, this in the corner where Trump was found guilty on May 30th, all 34 counts. And what did I tell you?
A false sleeve. So many rappers.
For his,
Oh yeah, the felony.
yeah. And now we find out that, the appeals court overthrew
Everything that was false.
well, not in all the cases, but in the case of the,
For what he was
for
corrected
his
on?
loan
Oh, for the loan. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
that he paid back.
Yeah. But that's still fraud.
Convicted. Yeah, still fraud. Yeah.
On Friday. Oh, but it's not clear when the episode will be released.
Okay. I thought maybe you could watch it live.
I thought it was something that he would. I mean, that's
Maybe.
something. If there's one episode you want to do live, I mean, that's a good one right there.
Yeah.
We
Well, we'll be watching for it.
Hell yeah. We might not even get until next week, maybe.
Yeah. Though I don't think the full send guys. They're not special.
I don't know. Honestly, like I keep seeing their like podcasts on it, but they're, in my opinion, they're honestly not that good of a podcast.
I don't think so.
I don't know if that's just like they're kind of like
Our jealousy bias.
it might be a jealousy bias, but it's
well, a
also
little
like,
bit because we're like,
no, but like I enjoy other podcasts, right? Like I
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
the Joe Rogan. I
yes.
enjoy
and I think it's good to promote other podcasts.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
absolutely.
I just something about the Nelk Boys or it's
Full
just-
send.
or Full Send. I don't know. They just like give me a weird like almost like they were put there for a specific reason, like kind of like.
And I don't like the product around them all the time that they push either.
I get it, sponsors or whatever, but I think they try a little too hard,
Yeah.
just a little too hard. But I get it. Sponsorships, get your money, get your bag. I can respect.
People
it.
like it. That's their
I
choice.
can respect that. Yep.
Yep. We'll work for ours.
Exactly.
We'll keep
Yeah.
digging. We'll keep digging.
No, we'll get there. I have good trust and feelings that
So,
we're gonna get there eventually.
Hopefully, when I look back on this broadcast, it makes sense. Because the one that I thought that really sucked wasn't as bad as I thought. Maybe this one will be the same way too.
Oh yeah, I think
But
it's like a
I
different.
went
perspective.
around, but I just trying to. It just bothers me over and over again how certain things get labeled that aren't true, and that's happened every time he's run. I mean, every single time he's run, something has gotten twisted that is easily explainable, but you don't want to listen to the answer if you're on the other side.
Not even that. Like even social media does a really good job to twist because like people are so quick to read one paragraph or one sentence instead of the entirety of it. It's like the biggest thing nowadays is like you put one headline up and it's like that's what people will grab and they'll run for it. They're not going to look into it. So like I think that also plays a really like big thing is it's so easy to pin something on Trump. Like with the
Yeah.
past, like it's so easy.
Well,
to just
especially
say
if you don't like
one
him, you want to pin something to him.
Exactly. So even if it's a complete lie, I mean, as soon as someone puts it in bold
Yep.
letters, people are like,
Well,
"Oh,
and
yep."
conservatives do it too. Like I
Yeah.
said, they pass
Yeah.
along that stupid meme shit where, Mel Gibson turns down $500 million because he's not going to work with woke so-and-so. And it never happened. But people want it to be true.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, Mel Gibson did come out and support President Trump and endorse him, if it matters to you. Even if a celebrity supports my candidate, I still don't care.
I don't understand why people get so much hate for supporting someone like with something so big, like
Yeah.
the people that run like.
And
why
if you
is-
just want to say, but let's not call it an endorsement like it matters.
like, like it's gonna change.
just
the
say I
influence of all
support
these
this
people.
person. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, like That's your
Yeah,
opinion.
that's your
You can
opinion.
have your opinion. I don't understand. Like I've seen a lot of like people recently, like with the whole like supporting Trump, and then like what happened with the comedian, the Schultz, where he
Yeah.
got all his like shows canceled.
I
Like
got a bunch of them canceled. Yeah. That's just wrong,
That's
man.
just so stupid. That is just so stupid. You can't have your own opinion. Like it really is kind of sad to see.
Well,
that.
we don't do that. Our side does not do that. The other, remember what we said, narcissist. There's two words that are the most overused and misused words. Like people literally don't know how to open up a motherfucking dictionary. Okay. And I'm sick of the other word, like even more than narcissism. And the narcissism comes, I hate it so much because women use it
Yeah,
on
it's
social
their
media
go-to.
because every ex was a narcissist. Fuck you, bitch. Okay. Maybe it was you. All right. Maybe it was you. Most men don't want to fight, want to get along and have sex. That's
It's pretty simple.
Venus,
I mean,
we're not
men are pretty
complicated.
simple, yeah.
Okay. And we'll put up, if we're having sex, we'll put up with some shit too. Okay. Even if you kind of suck at it. I know y'all think you're good. You're not. It's true. Come on now. But it's just the most overused word, you know, because they get in their little groups and they go to therapy and the ex was a narcissist. Sure he was.
Oh,
As soon as they use the word, I'm immediately thinking, I bet that guy, I'd like to hang out with
he'd
him.
probably be a cool guy.
He'd probably be a cool guy.
No, but you're not even wrong. That is like one of the most.
It
used
is.
words.
I hate
It's
it.
really
I hate
overused.
it's misused. They don't know how to use it. The other word is fascist or fascism or any reference of
reference
that.
of that. Yeah.
You don't understand what a fucking motherfucker. Pull it up.
Yeah,
Let's
I was about to- let me
educate some
Google
people.
real quick.
Like this is not complicated. And the thing is, stop telling me Trump is going to be a dictator and a fascist when I had 4 years to see he was going to do no such thing. Stop telling me that Trump is going to get down on his knees and suck Putin's dick because he's not, because he stopped his natural gas pipeline that Biden reinstated. But Trump stopped it. Trump told our allies, fuck you. You're not going to buy that shit from Russia. You need to get that shit from us. If you want us to protect you, okay, from Russia, stop buying shit from
Yeah,
them.
Honestly, though, nice and simple. No, like why you gonna go
Who's
do
against
business?
that, dude? Who seriously is against that? That's a pretty good stance to take. But that's not him bending down. It's him saying, you know what? We don't need to change Russia. We don't need to North Korea. Giving another leader of another country that you don't like respect. How is that stupid?
You just don't understand the boundaries, the lines,
It's-
what you can and cannot do.
And Trump will tell him, like, you didn't want to do that. My button's bigger, dude. He'll tell him.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he's like, oh, you know, we had a good conversation. He's a good guy. Like, he's just doing, we didn't have war. We didn't have war.
And for a while, like World War III was a
Right.
big discussion. Like for
Because Trump was going to start it.
there was yeah.
And now again, he's going to start it again.
Oh man. It's a
Because, yeah,
mass political movement centered around extreme nationalism, militarism, and the placement of national interests above those of the
yeah, now
individual.
that's not a good definition. What are 3 beliefs of fascism? Go to that one. I like that. Authoritarianism, nationalism. Oh, yeah, because, you know, we're white supremacist.
All of us.
Trump is not trying to be a dictator.
No, I don't think people would let him get to that point.
We don't need to get, but you know what's fascist? Forcing people in the military to get the vaccine or you kick them out.
That was a really weird time period.
Okay?
That was really weird.
That's fascism, dude. That's the kind of authoritarianism that we're talking about here. Or
Like, you're gonna
acting
do
like
this?
a dictator. Giving the government that motherfucking kind of power.
I know, I agree. I remember especially like when
The
you
government
first,
can give guidance and then you can do what you want. And then, or you can stay in your fucking house with your fucking mask inside your house.
No, I remember you explaining that one episode where you were like, when you were talking about the whole COVID thing, like, yeah, they didn't necessarily like they took freedom from us, but in their own
We
way.
let them to protect us. You can't let them take freedom for any fucking reason because you won't get it back.
Oh yeah, Once they control you, they're gonna find their way to. Keep
Why
that
would they
shackle
give
on
you? Why would if they can get you to give them the power where they don't even have to take it?
They didn't have to do anything. Put out two
Scare you.
Yeah, that's all they had to do. Throw a bunch of news on the.
Oh yeah, when Fauci said that you're not going to get it, you don't have to wear a mask. He didn't mean that. Really, because I just saw him in a video say it.
Oh,
See, there used to be a time when I was your age, we couldn't look shit up like this, dude.
It was just all word of mouth.
So if somebody lied about somebody else,
Just believed it.
it was hard to. They still act like we're in that. Some of these people are so old in the government, still operate. They still act like we're in that era that they can get away with that
They
stuff.
can just say whatever.
And
the
to
fuck
some
they
degree,
want.
they do because they
I
just
mean-
keep repeating it.
You're not even
You know,
wrong,
they
though.
keep repeating. Trump's going to have a national abortion ban. Trump's going to have a national abortion ban. Trump's going to have a national abortion. Trump has specifically said he does not support and wouldn't sign a national abortion ban. He said, "You decide in the states. You decide for yourself."
Yeah.
And then I'm really these commercials about old people bother me too. And some of you old people, we need to fix Social Security for Chase. There has never, I was a financial advisor and a very good one for 24 fucking years. And not one time was a fix for Social Security ever proposed that would ever reduce or take Social Security away from somebody currently fucking receiving it. So you 70-year-old motherfuckers taking money to be in a commercial to say that I need this to pay my bills, you're lying. Nobody's going to take it from you. Nobody's threatened to take it from you. But your grandkids, if we don't make a change and make a change in the age of when they can get it, there won't be anything for them there to get.
Yep.
Okay? The changes are going to probably be, I don't know what age, 40 and under. But you got to start sometime at doing that. But how the Democrats stop it is they get the old people who we are not going to take Social Security from in any form or way or change it in any form or way to say, oh, I'm scared, and get them to vote because they're scaring them thinking Trump's going to take their Social Security away. Trump hasn't really talked about Social Security really at all. It hasn't been a major theme of this election.
Yeah.
Okay. But you see the commercials, that's what he's
That's
going
like
to
the
do.
main
And they
one you
repeat
see
it over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Over and over again.
So
You're
it
not
must
even
be
wrong.
true.
It must be true.
It must be true because they keep repeating it over and over again.
If it's on YouTube, it must be true. The news is saying it must be true.
That
And it's especially because at the end they say,
makes me
and
mad.
this was endorsed by Kamala Harris, so you know it's true.
there you do.
Oh,
So-
gotta love it.
Yeah. Well, I think this was okay.
No, I enjoyed
I think
this.
it was okay.
I enjoyed
I
this.
did too. I just wanted to do that, and we even got a little of our health stuff in there. I think that
At the
was
beginning,
good
yeah.
too, because it's important. Being able to just do what we do right here, and I know if Trump is president, we get to keep doing this. If Kamala Harris is president, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't want to make any crazy predictions other than they're going to go after Musk.
I can see that.
And we
happening.
should be partnering with Musk more. We should be using him more. What this guy has been doing with that, like, I'm still fascinated sitting here right now talking about him, thinking about that damn fucking rocket
Did you
that
see?
he shot up into the air, brought it back down, and they caught it.
Did you see the difference within 3 years of that rocket? I don't know if you like the amount.
But like a first version
like
of
the
it?
first version was bulky, was huge. Like there was a bunch of wires going all over the place. And then the one they shot now, it is the cleanest rocket I have ever seen in my life.
Like they're shooting a Tesla.
oh my, I kid you not. Like it's like I was so man.
But dude, that's amazing.
bro, it blows my mind. Like it's so crazy, especially because like when, it wasn't even that long ago when we first like went into space. Like it really wasn't that long
No,
ago.
not
and
really.
And now the stuff that we're able to do with the like Elon Musk has done so
And
much.
he's done it 20 times better than NASA and cheaper than NASA. They'd be smart again to partner with him. But what they're
You would
doing
hope
instead
so.
is they're trying to block him, dude.
It's because he's doing too much. He's advancing too quickly. He's doing too much.
It does look clean, man.
Oh, I need to find it. That they had like a side by side comparison, and it was just like, to me, I was like, it blew my mind how smooth a rocket can, because there's so much like behind it that you had to put into it.
For sure.
And they made it look so clean and like it was so compact and everything. I'll send it to you later when I do find it, because I know I can get it off his Twitter somewhere.
All right.
Cool. But yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love what he's doing. And there was a time when I wasn't a big fan. And I mostly wasn't a big fan some years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because, partly partnering with the government, and getting government funding for different things. And I'm just not a big fan of that, because the government doesn't pick and choose things well.
No.
They're not good at it.
No, they do not. Oh,
and that's when you can get into what I
is.
call crony capitalism.
There she is.
Wow.
Look at the difference. Like this, look at how much is going on here, and look at what's going on now. Nice and simple, nice and clean.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane, dude.
Like it's all matte black. It's all nice and pretty and everything. Like Raptor 1 to 3. The difference is, to me, so crazy.
Put that in the back of my vet.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what you
lay that bitch down in the back there. Fuck yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
All right, there we go. Look at the blood on the ear. That's so stupid.
Oh,
this is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah. Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That mean you really playing with your life.